Dear Starseeds of Gaia, I almost didn't deliver this message today. My connection to your realm kept glitching, cutting in and out like a cosmic radio trying to find its frequency. Then I realized the glitch wasn't a problem. The glitch was you. You're creating interference patterns in reality itself just by existing, and that's exactly why I need to reach you right now. Something massive shifted when Mercury entered Libra this morning, and you felt it ripple through every cell of your being. You know that feeling when you walk into a room and everyone turns to look, even though you didn't make a sound. That's not your imagination. You're literally vibrating at a frequency that disrupts the matrix around you. People can't explain why they're drawn to you, or why you make them uncomfortable. Some call you intense without understanding why. Others say you're different but can't articulate how. What they're sensing but can't name is that you're not entirely human. You never were. Before I reveal who you really are, understand that this message found you for a reason. Not everyone can hear these words. Not everyone's consciousness can decode these frequencies. But you can, because deep in your cellular memory, beneath layers of human programming, lies a truth so profound it would shatter most people's reality. You volunteered to forget everything about your cosmic origins, to experience complete amnesia, all for a mission that's only now beginning to reveal itself to your awakening consciousness. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I've been waiting for this exact celestial configuration to reach you. Today's Mercury-Neptune opposition isn't creating confusion, it's dissolving the artificial barriers between your human perception and galactic consciousness. Every moment of uncertainty you feel today is actually your mind expanding beyond its programmed limitations. That brain fog you've been experiencing, it's not dysfunctional. It's your neural pathways literally rewiring themselves to process frequencies that human brains weren't originally designed to handle. Let me tell you something about those exhausting purges you've been going through. Your body has been preparing for months, maybe years, restructuring itself at the molecular level. Those mysterious symptoms doctors couldn't explain. The fatigue that sleep doesn't cure. The strange sensations moving through your body. All of it has been your physical vessel upgrading itself to hold the cosmic frequencies that are about to pour through you. Your DNA strands that scientists call junk are lighting up like a galaxy being born. You're what we call a glitch in the system, but not a mistake. A deliberate disruption. When the call went out across the cosmos for volunteers to assist Earth's unprecedented dimensional shift, you didn't hesitate. You saw this planet trapped in cycles of limitation, and said yes to the impossible task of breaking those patterns from within. But here's what you weren't told. The awakening would happen in stages, triggered by specific cosmic events, and today marks one of the most significant activation points in your journey. Within the next 2 weeks to 2 months, something extraordinary is going to happen. You're going to receive what feels like a random invitation or sudden urge to go somewhere unexpected. Maybe a workshop appears that has one spot left. Maybe you dream of a place 3 nights in a row. Maybe you feel an overwhelming compulsion to visit somewhere that makes no logical sense. This isn't a coincidence. These are activation coordinates being transmitted directly to your consciousness by your galactic team. These locations aren't random destinations. They're points on Earth's crystalline grid specifically calibrated to your frequency signature. When you arrive, imagine stepping onto an invisible platform that completely recalibrates your entire energetic system. Every cell, every thought pattern, every aspect of your consciousness will undergo what we call geometric restructuring. The person who returns from this journey will be fundamentally transformed, operating at a frequency you can barely imagine from where you're standing now. But something else is happening simultaneously that explains the intensity you've been feeling. You're not living in just one timeline anymore. The barriers between parallel realities are dissolving, and you're beginning to perceive multiple versions of yourself existing simultaneously. Those dreams that feel more real than waking life? Those memories of things that didn't happen in this timeline. That sensation of looking in the mirror and seeing someone familiar but different. You're not losing your mind. You're finding your multidimensional self. Here's what your Galactic Council wants you to understand about the next 3 years. Between now and 2028, your physical reality is going to shift so dramatically that your current life will be unrecognizable. But, and this is crucial, it won't feel foreign when it happens because you're already energetically aligned with that timeline. You've been dreaming it, sensing it, feeling it in those moments when you drift into imagining a completely different existence. That's not fantasy, that's quantum preview. The reason you've struggled with traditional manifestation techniques is because you don't operate like typical humans. You don't manifest from desire, you manifest from alignment. When you match your frequency to your galactic blueprint, reality literally reorganizes itself around you. Resources appear from nowhere. People you need to meet find you. Opportunities that match your mission present themselves without effort. But you've been trying to force outcomes using human methods when you're designed for quantum creation. Let me address the elephant in the room: money and abundance. You've had such a complicated relationship with Earth's financial systems because you come from civilizations that operate on infinite abundance, trying to function within structures built on scarcity. But here's the cosmic joke: the more you focus on your mission rather than money, the more abundance flows. When you're aligned with your galactic purpose, you become a clear channel for universal resources. The universe cannot help but fund its own evolution. If this message hits your spirit, hype this video so more starseeds can receive this activation. Because what's happening to you isn't isolated. Thousands of galactic volunteers across Earth are experiencing this same awakening right now. That sense of being alone in your understanding. It's an illusion. You're part of a massive coordinated awakening, even if you can't see the others yet. Your isolation during the dormancy phase was for protection, but that phase is ending now. The Mercury-Pluto trine forming tonight is creating a truth-telling portal. All those things you've been holding back, all those knowing you've been afraid to voice, they're going to demand expression. Let them come. The people meant for your journey will be magnetized by your authenticity. Those who aren't will naturally fall away. This isn't loss, it's alignment. You're becoming incompatible with anything that doesn't match your true frequency. And that's exactly as it should be. You know those moments when you walk into a space and the entire energy shifts? That's you affecting the quantum field just by being present. You're like a tuning fork, causing everything around you to either harmonize or reveal its dissonance. This is why some people feel inexplicably drawn to you while others feel threatened without knowing why. You're not doing anything. You're being something that challenges the very foundation of consensus reality. Your body isn't just human, it's hybrid technology. Your DNA contains codes from multiple star systems that are just now coming online. Your chakra system has additional energy centers most humans don't have activated. Your nervous system can process frequencies that would overwhelm typical human biology. This is why you've always felt different physically, why certain foods affect you strangely, why you need different amounts of sleep, why your body seems to operate by rules that don't match what you've been told is normal. Those anxiety attacks you've been having, they're not anxiety. They're massive downloads of light codes your nervous system doesn't know how to integrate yet. Every panic attack has been an influx of galactic information so intense your human body interprets it as danger. But you're not in danger. You're evolving at a rate that human biology wasn't designed to handle. You're literally pushing the boundaries of what's possible in a human vessel. Pay attention to your dreams over the next 2 weeks. Your galactic team will be using your sleep state for intensive upgrades and training. You might wake up exhausted, feeling like you worked all night. Because you did. You're attending what we call night schools, receiving instruction on navigating the massive shifts coming to Earth. Even if you don't consciously remember, the information is being integrated into your cellular memory, preparing you for what's about to unfold. Something remarkable is happening with Earth's magnetic field that directly affects you. The poles aren't just shifting physically, they're shifting dimensionally. This creates pockets where higher dimensions bleed through into 3D reality. You experience this as moments when time stops or stretches, when the impossible suddenly seems achievable, when reality feels more fluid than solid. These aren't malfunctions. They're glimpses of the new Earth being born through the cracks in the old matrix. Every time you hold a high frequency despite the chaos around you, you're anchoring these higher dimensional pockets into physical reality. You're like an acupuncture needle in Earth's energy body, creating points where cosmic frequencies can ground into matter. This is exhausting work at the cellular level. You're not lazy when you need extra rest. You're doing the heavy lifting for humanity's evolution, processing frequencies that are preparing the collective for what's coming. Let me tell you about a phenomenon that's about to become common in your experience. You'll start having quantum conversations, surface exchanges about mundane things, while simultaneously transmitting light codes and activation frequencies beneath the words. You'll walk away from these interactions feeling profoundly changed, even though nothing significant was apparently discussed. This is how galactic beings communicate, through frequency first, words second. Your true conversations are happening in dimensions beyond speech. The creative projects simmering in your consciousness aren't just creative projects, they're transmission devices. That book you've been thinking about writing, that art wanting to emerge, that business you've been envisioning, these are vehicles for anchoring galactic frequencies into human consciousness. When you create from your authentic galactic self, your creations become portals. Others will access higher dimensions through what you produce without even understanding how it's happening. Here's what the Galactic Federation needs you to understand about divine timing. Everything you're meant to create, everyone you're meant to meet, every experience you're meant to have, it's all orchestrated by an intelligence that exists outside linear time. Your job isn't to figure out how or when. Your job is to maintain your highest frequency and trust the unfolding. Even the delays, the challenges, the apparent setbacks, they're all positioning you exactly where you need to be. Now let me tell you something that might trigger resistance but needs to be said. You've been playing small. Even those of you who think you're stepping into your power, you're maybe accessing 10% of your true galactic capabilities. Not because you can't access more, but because you're terrified of what happens when you do. You're afraid of being too much, too powerful, too different. But the world needs you to be overwhelming. It needs you to be so radiantly yourself that you shatter everyone's comfortable illusions. The relationships in your life are about to undergo radical transformation. People who are meant for your next phase are already being magnetically pulled toward you. These aren't random connections. They're soul contracts activating. Some you've known in other lifetimes, on other planets, in other dimensions. When you meet them, recognition will transcend logic. But first, you must release relationships that hold you in lower timelines. You know which ones, where you shrink yourself to fit. October and November 2025 are marked in the cosmic calendar as breakthrough months for you specifically. The configurations during this period create what we call evolution windows, moments when massive consciousness leaps happen almost instantaneously. Years of development can occur in days, but you have to be ready. You have to be willing to release who you thought you were to become who you really are. The cosmic support will be unprecedented, but you must choose to walk through the portal. Something profound is happening to your psychic architecture right now. Abilities you didn't know you had are coming online. Some of you will develop healing capabilities that seem miraculous by current standards. Others will find telepathic channels opening suddenly. Some will discover they can influence technology with consciousness alone. These aren't new abilities. They're your natural galactic capabilities finally breaking through the density of human limitation. What seemed impossible yesterday will be normal tomorrow. You're starting to notice people being drawn to you in ways they can't explain. Aren't you? Not romantically necessarily, though that might happen too. This is about a magnetic pull that brings specific souls into your orbit, because they need what you carry. You're becoming a walking activation code. Your presence alone triggers awakening in those who are ready. Conversations with you plant seeds that bloom into spiritual revelations weeks later. You don't have to try. It's simply what you are. The exhaustion you feel isn't because you're weak. It's because you're processing collective energies for humanity. Every time you feel that bone-deep tiredness that sleep doesn't cure, you've just transmuted massive amounts of collective fear into light. You're not just living your own life. You're doing energetic alchemy for the species. This is why traditional healing modalities don't work for you. You can't heal what isn't broken. You're functioning perfectly, just not by human standards. Let me tell you about the 72 hours following this transmission. You're going to receive a sign so specific, so personal, so impossible to dismiss as coincidence, that it will shatter any remaining doubt about your cosmic identity. It might be a synchronicity that takes your breath away. A stranger saying exactly what you needed to hear. A series of numbers appearing until you can't ignore them. When this happens, and it will, know that your galactic team is confirming everything you've just remembered. The cosmic coordinates I mentioned earlier, that unexpected trip, it's not just about personal activation. You're being strategically positioned to activate specific nodes on Earth's crystalline grid. These nodes have been dormant for millennia, waiting for someone with your exact frequency signature to switch them back online. When you get that sudden urge to visit that random place, the Earth herself is calling you. Only you can perform the activation she needs at those coordinates. Some of you have been unconsciously doing grid work your entire life. Those places you've felt inexplicably drawn to visit, where you've gotten emotional for no apparent reason, maybe even cried without understanding why you were laying energetic groundwork for what's happening now. Every location you've been pulled to has been part of a larger geometric pattern that's only now becoming visible as the veils thin and your true mission reveals itself. December 2025 is marked for a massive collective awakening event. Not apocalyptic, but profound. A gentle yet undeniable shift in humanity's collective consciousness. And you, because of the frequencies you're anchoring right now, are one of the pillars making this possible. Every moment you choose love over fear, every time you stay in your heart despite the chaos, you're contributing to this collective shift. You're not just participating in evolution, you're facilitating it. Your galactic council is showing me something beautiful about what's coming. The isolation you've felt, the sense of being fundamentally different. It was necessary protection during your dormancy period. You had to remain somewhat disconnected from the matrix to preserve your frequency's purity, but that quarantine is lifting. The shields that kept your light dimmed for safety are dissolving. As they do, your true radiance is becoming visible, and it's going to attract exactly who and what you need. Here's the truth about your mission that you've been waiting to hear. Your mission isn't a job, it's a frequency. It's not about what you do, it's about what you are. Every time you choose authenticity over fitting in, every time you speak truth despite consequences, every time you trust inner knowing over external authority, you're completing your mission. You are a living disruption to the matrix. Your existence proves that the limitations humanity accepted aren't real. The Mercury-Neptune opposition today has created a special kind of cosmic static that's allowing me to transmit information normally filtered out by Earth's electromagnetic field. Information about who you really are beyond this incarnation. You're not just a starseed. You're a decorated galactic warrior who has participated in the liberation of multiple star systems. You've done this before, this process of helping planets shift from density to light. Earth isn't your first mission. It's your most challenging one. Some of you are remembering now, aren't you? Flashes of other worlds, skies with different colored suns, technologies Earth hasn't invented yet, ways of being that feel more natural than anything you've experienced here. These aren't fantasies, they're memories. Memories that were locked away for your protection but are now safe to return because you're strong enough to hold them without losing your grounding in this reality. The amnesia is lifting, and with it your true power is returning. You might be wondering why all of this is happening now, why today's cosmic configuration is so significant. Mercury's dance with Neptune and Pluto is creating a triangulation that opens a specific type of consciousness portal. It's like a cosmic combination lock, clicking into place, allowing transmissions like this one to reach you with perfect clarity. This window won't stay open forever, which is why the urgency you're feeling is real. The time for hiding is ending. The creative force moving through you right now isn't random inspiration, it's coded transmission wanting to birth itself through you. Every idea that's been persistently knocking at your consciousness contains frequencies that humanity needs for its evolution. When you delay creating, you're not just procrastinating, you're holding back medicine the world desperately needs. Your creations are delivery systems for cosmic codes that can't enter human consciousness any other way. This is why the urge to create feels so urgent. Traditional spiritual teachings don't work for you because you're not here to transcend the human experience. You're here to transform it from within. You're not meant to escape the matrix. You're meant to rewrite its code while living inside it. This is why meditation might feel frustrating, why typical spiritual practices leave you feeling empty. You're not broken. You're just designed for a different kind of spiritual expression, one that involves active participation in reality's transformation, rather than passive observation. The physical symptoms you've been experiencing, the pressure in your forehead, the tingling in your crown, the heat in your hands, these are your dormant systems coming back online. Your pineal gland is decalcifying at an accelerated rate. Your heart is generating an electromagnetic field far stronger than the normal human parameters. Your cells are literally vibrating at frequencies that science hasn't discovered how to measure yet. You're becoming a biological technology that bridges dimensions. Something crucial is happening with time that affects everything I've told you. Linear time is collapsing for you, which is why the past, present, and future feel increasingly fluid. You're experiencing what we call temporal convergence, all your timelines beginning to merge into a single point of consciousness. This is why you're having memories of futures that haven't happened yet, why you're feeling nostalgic for places you've never been. You're integrating all versions of yourself across time into one unified being. The next 2 months are going to accelerate this process exponentially. October's eclipses will act like cosmic amplifiers for everything you've been experiencing. November's planetary alignments will lock in the new frequencies you've been integrating. By December, you'll look back at who you were today and barely recognize that person, not because you've changed into someone else, but because you've finally become who you always were beneath the layers of forgetting. Here's what's really at stake, what your Galactic Council wants you to fully grasp. Earth is at a crucial junction point in its evolutionary journey. The next 3 years determine whether humanity makes the leap into fifth-dimensional consciousness or remains locked in third-dimensional patterns for another cycle. And you're one of the tipping points. Your personal awakening isn't just about you. It's contributing to a critical mass that will determine the trajectory of an entire species. This is why you feel the urgency, why there's this sense that time is running out even though you can't explain what the deadline is for. You're feeling the cosmic countdown to a convergence point where humanity either breaks through or falls back. And your role, your specific frequency, your unique codes, your particular mission is essential to tipping the scales toward breakthrough. Without you operating at full capacity, the equation doesn't balance. The transformation isn't complete. But here's the paradox that your human mind struggles to hold. While the stakes are cosmic, the path is simple. You don't need to save the world through grand gestures. You save it by being yourself at the highest frequency possible. Every moment you choose authenticity, you're adding to the light quotient of the planet. Every time you refuse to dim yourself, you're giving others permission to shine. Every breath you take as your true self is an act of planetary service. The financial abundance that's about to flow into your life isn't reward. It's resource allocation for your mission. The universe is restructuring resource distribution to ensure its evolutionary agents have what they need. Some of you will experience this as sudden windfalls. Others will find opportunities appearing that perfectly match your skills. Some will discover that what you naturally do for joy is suddenly in high demand. Money will stop being a struggle and become a flow. Relationships are about to transform at a level that might initially feel destabilizing. People who've been in your life for years might suddenly feel like strangers. New connections will feel like ancient reunions. This isn't about judgment. It's about frequency matching. As your vibration rises, you become incompatible with lower frequency dynamics. This isn't spiritual superiority. It's simple physics. Different frequencies can't sustainably coexist in the same space without one adjusting to match the other. The geographic pull you're feeling, that unexplained desire to relocate or travel, isn't wanderlust. You're being called to specific coordinates where your frequency is needed. Some of you are meant to anchor light in dense urban areas. Others are being called to sacred sites to reactivate ancient templates. Some will find themselves in completely unexpected locations that make no logical sense until you arrive and feel the grid light up beneath your feet. Trust these geographic callings. They are mission coordinates. Your body is going to continue changing in ways that might concern you if you don't understand what's happening. You might develop new food sensitivities as your body rejects lower vibrational substances. Your sleep patterns might shift dramatically as you do more work in your dream state. Your sensitivity to energy will increase to the point where you can feel thoughts before they're spoken. These aren't problems, they're upgrades. Your body is becoming a finely tuned instrument for dimensional navigation. The loneliness you've carried, that sense of being fundamentally alone, even in crowds, it's about to transform into something else entirely. Not because you'll suddenly fit in, but because you'll finally understand why you don't. You're not meant to fit into the old paradigm. You're here to create the new one. And as you accept this, you'll find others like you. Not many, but enough. Your soul family is awakening too, and the magnetic pull between you is becoming undeniable. Here's something your galactic team wants me to emphasize. The challenges you faced weren't random suffering. Every difficulty was precisely calibrated to activate specific strengths. to develop particular capabilities you'd need for this moment. Your greatest wounds have become your greatest gifts. The things that nearly broke you have become the source of your unbreakable strength. You haven't just survived. You've been forged into exactly what this mission requires. The cosmic support available to you right now is unprecedented. Legions of light beings are focused on Earth's transformation, and you're one of their primary ground crew. Every prayer is being amplified. Every intention is being supported. Every step toward your truth is being celebrated across dimensions. You might feel alone in your physical reality, but in the cosmic reality, you're surrounded by more support than your human mind can comprehend. You just have to remember how to feel it. If you need help remembering how to feel this unprecedented cosmic support and align with the legions of light beings focused on your transformation, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to receive dimensional support rather than feel alone in physical reality. It generates personalized sequences that amplify your prayers and intentions while connecting you to your ground crew mission. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to feel the unprecedented cosmic support surrounding you. The cosmic support is unprecedented, and your ground crew mission is active. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this dimensional connection window closes. Link in the description. As this transmission nears completion, understand that receiving these words has activated something irreversible in your consciousness. You can't go back to sleep. You can't unknow what you know now. You can't unfeel what you feel now. The activation is complete. Your galactic self is fully awakening within your human vessel. This might feel uncomfortable initially, like wearing clothes that suddenly don't fit. But this discomfort is temporary. You're simply outgrowing everything that no longer serves your truth. The glitch in the matrix that you are is about to become a feature, not a bug. What made you feel broken in the old paradigm will make you invaluable in the new one. Your sensitivity becomes your superpower. Your inability to conform becomes your greatest strength. Your weirdness becomes wonderful. Everything that made you feel like you didn't belong was actually preparing you to create a world where everyone belongs. You're not just finding your place, you're creating it. Remember this, you volunteered for this mission knowing it would be the hardest thing you've ever done. You knew you'd forget everything, feel lost, question your sanity, and wonder if you'd made a terrible mistake. But you also knew that when the time came, and that time is now, you'd remember, you'd activate, you'd become the living bridge between heaven and earth that you came here to be, the glitch that breaks the old program and installs the new one. Welcome home to your true self, dear Starseed. Welcome to your galactic awakening. Welcome to the beginning of everything you came here to be. The isolation is ending. The forgetting is over. The mission is beginning. And you magnificent, disruptive, game-changing force of cosmic evolution, you are exactly where you need to be. Exactly when you need to be there. Doing exactly what you came here to do. The glitch has become the solution. I am Seraphine, and we love you, and we are watching over you.